I was just a little bit bothered, owing to the fact that I applied last year. I was called for the interview, and well, I didn't get the feedback get the feedback as expected. So I was just thinking, could it be true that if I change my place of, I'm talking about my institution, I applied
Okay.
with using the UK before. So I was
Okay.
thinking of tweaking my application to maybe France, but I'm having, I'm kind of having a hard time trying to go around and around the pages, maybe because I'm not familiar. The UK application is kind of straightforward and the likes. So I was thinking of tweaking it a little bit and seeing if, so I don't know, is there any like preferential treatment to the other countries or so like that or stuff like that? So I'd like to hear from you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for this question. I mentioned that last Saturday that most times, for obvious reasons, PTDF tend to sponsor more people to France, Germany, and Malaysia and other countries other than the UK because the UK is more expensive. Okay. Yeah, I noticed that even in our time. So, and I mentioned that if your first choice was the UK, for example, I'll give you a scenario. We had colleagues who chose UK as their first choice, okay? And then they chose maybe France and Germany as their third choice. And then for some reason, they got the funds, okay? Like I said earlier on, the most important thing is to secure the scholarship. It doesn't matter if you've gotten admission into the school or not. It's not important. If you get the admission, sorry, if you get the scholarship funds, you can always defer your admission to the next year or even 2 years after. The funds are there for you. Okay. Whenever you get the admission into the school, you go. That's the most important thing. First thing first is to secure the funds. And to secure the funds, it's important your choice. If you chose UK as your first choice, for instance, France second choice, and Germany as a third choice, and then it happens that in the process of your admission applications and you were unable to get into a UK university, perhaps you got admission into a French university, okay? And then, okay, you write to PTDF that, oh, you were unable to get into a UK school. You want to change to a French school. They would gladly accept that. Why? Because it's cheaper to sponsor you to a French school than to a UK school. But if the reverse was the case, they wouldn't agree. You see what I mean? Because it's more expensive to sponsor someone going to the UK. So if your first choice was France, you can't change to the UK. We had that in my time even. So my colleagues couldn't change to the UK. Okay, but those ones going to the UK, they could change to France and Germany easily. Okay, that tells you something that probably, I don't want to say categorically, probably they might favor more persons going to to other countries other than the UK. Okay, someone is asking, he said in the chat box, let me just see. Someone can't choose UK and France. If you choose UK, all the choices have to be UK. Okay. Well, I don't know if that they've changed that, but in time past, they used to give us opportunity to have a mix of the two. But if you chose the UK, fine. But just know that one of the constraints of the UK sponsorship is that it's expensive, and so they will have limited funds in that area. Okay. Just to give you an idea, the amount they used to sponsor one person to the UK, they could use the same amount to sponsor two persons to France. Why? Because French schools are cheaper. Okay, two or even three sometimes. Okay. Yeah, Micah said with the recent development, if one chose UK as a first choice, the other two choices will have to be in UK. That's what I noticed. Okay, fine. That's fine. Okay. So, but I mean, with the information I shared with you, it's up to you. Make your choice. You know what you want to do. You know better. Can we choose France and Malaysia? Yeah, of course, that's possible. Yeah, one can choose France, Germany, and even Malaysia. You can mix these three, but I don't know. Like you're telling me, I don't know this information. Okay, if they made it such that if you choose the UK, you can't choose the other countries. I don't know about that. Okay, that's fine. All right. Yeah, but these other countries you can mix them. Okay, so I don't know if that answers your question, but I think the answer to your question is a little bit more complicated than you think because the other points I shared during the session that I think you missed out on. Okay, maybe you could go back to it or ask some persons if possible. When I'm having a one-on-one session with you, I could highlight these things to you. There are some other factors to consider. Hello, Josh. Do you have something to say? He just joined the room.
No, 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 I'm just checking you guys. That's all.
Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, yes. Okay, any other question?
Sorry, I was just thinking also for the issue of professional qualification.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just thinking about what you said,
Mm.
I think that actually carries a great level of weight because I could remember them asking me if I had my ICANN as at that time.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I told them no.
Mm.
Um, Fortunately, I'm still in the process of doing it. So the other ones I gave them, maybe they didn't see it as weighty enough. So, but my question is,
Mm.
without ICANN, for
Mm-hmm.
example, now for me that study economics now, that's more of like the professional
Yeah.
certification that very like that could be weighty enough to add weight to my application. I don't
Mm.
know if there have been person that have that got it without just professional stuff like that. Just thinking, yeah, and then.
Yes, it's possible in the sense that if think of it like assuming every other person that is with you coming from your state is in the same situation like you, okay? And then you have one other thing that plays in your favor. Let's say your WAEC certificates, maybe you had good grades or you had the first class, that could raise your points a little bit. So it to a great extent, it depends on the people that are competing with you. I don't like the word competing. It depends on the people that are in the same situation with you. Because remember, we are considering people from your state. So if they look at the pool, because remember, they will grade everyone. So when they do the aggregate, okay, these are the little things that add up your points. Is the highest, the guys that score the highest that go for it. Okay, so see, people have gotten it. Like for example, when I applied, I didn't have NSE membership, and to date I don't have it, but I got it. Other things played in my favor. See what I mean? So you mustn't have ICANN to get it, but it's a good thing. You notice that it's a good thing. So if you have it, fantastic. But even if you don't have ICANN, are there other professional memberships that are a little bit aligned that you have, even if it's online? Because I remember some time ago they asked if you have some online membership with these associations. It plays a role too. If you can just justify it, have an online membership with maybe an economic council for regulation of whatever, something like this. Okay, so just show something. To be sincere with you, the people that are even interviewing, they don't know the details of some of these professional membership. They just want to see that you have something. Okay, so go check it out. I remember I advised someone on these lines and he did it. Go online, check some of those memberships that you could subscribe to and pay little fees, or some of them that are even free. Okay, and you show that you are active on this sites. It's important. Okay.
Hi, Chris. I
Yes.
make a comment. I think most of us, almost everybody that finished from your department, you had this student membership
Thank you.
that you were part of. You still please put it on your resume that you're submitting. You're part of that already, the bigger body already. So do that.
Okay. Yeah, I saw some questions here. Someone asked, so please, those of us who had, okay, who had, I don't know if I'm reading this correctly. Just a minute. Someone is asking where, Princess, you're asking where to send the SOPs for review. I dropped my email in the chat box. Can't you see it? Can you see it, please, Princess? Confirm to me that you can see my email address and my phone number in the chat box. I dropped it there. If you can't see it, I would copy it again and paste
Yeah,
it.
bye, guys.
Okay, bye, Josh. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Princess, can you see it now? I dropped it again. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. Joshua dropped some things in the comment section. Princess, why can't you see it? Okay, chat me private. Let me send it to you. Okay, let me reply to you. Can you see it now, Princess? Okay, you said you can see it. Okay, thank you. Okay, good. Sorry, I read that wrongly. Any more questions? Any more questions? Okay. Do you have any more questions for me?
Sorry, mine is not a question. So I was
Okay.
just thinking of, as regards my France application, maybe if I'm having, I don't know if I need clarity or just maybe send a chat.
Yeah, I
That's
read your SOP. I'm gonna call you today, by the way. Okay. I have some comments on your SOP. I have some things I noted on your SOP.
okay.
Okay. All right.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Like considering countries like Germany and France now, since their communication, well, how can I put it? their language of communication. So if one is considering those places, how would one meet up? Is the studies going to be, are you going to be studying in their language, or is it going to be in English? How will you interact with people over there, and stuff like that? Thank you.
Beautiful question. Thank you for that. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't want to say there's this funny thing, but I'll just say it anyhow. You see, English is becoming like a global language. Okay, so the European countries, they are aware of this fact. That is why most international masters in European countries are offered in English. All of them, they are aware, because they know that their language, they wouldn't force you to learn in their language. If they say you would learn everything in French or in German, I mean, they wouldn't attract people from other countries. So to make their tertiary education attractive, that is why they offer these courses in English to attract international students. So all your studies are going to be in English, okay? The only time you would have to discuss in maybe French or German is when you go out to buy things and all of that, to interact with the people in the locals, okay? The locals, so to say, okay? But for your studies, 100% in English, okay? Meanwhile, during your studies, you might have maybe a course, French course or a German course, just to help you, sharpen your language skills. But that's not very important for your studies, but that's how it works. But you have to learn the language regardless, okay? I just want to state this here. For those of you that will be coming to maybe France or Germany, in a country where they don't speak English, please pay attention to the language. I'll plead with you. Why? Why is it important? Regardless of the fact that you're coming to study an international master's program that is offered in English, you would quickly notice that most of the job offers are in their local language. So that's now a challenge for you. So if you didn't take the language course seriously, and if you were not interacting, if you're not learning the language, by the time you finish, you notice that you might not be having job interviews, because what happens is when the interviewers get in contact with you the first time and you're not speaking French or German, they cut off and go to the next person. Because they have a lot of people. They even have people from, French students that went through the same course like you. Okay, the same English course they went through the same course, but they can speak French. So that's an advantage for them. They also have people from other African countries that are Francophone. So that's an advantage for them. So you have to put all the odds in your favor. That is to say, learn the language at the same time as you're going through your course. Don't say, oh, my course is in English, so I don't have to bother myself with this French thing. You are shooting yourself on the foot. I'll tell you my story. I came here to study in France, right? Everything I did, all my courses were in English, everything. But I knew this thing from the onset, and I didn't take French lightly. Today, I'm working in an organization where even the rats and the cats speak French. It's funny. Everyone speaks French. So you see, imagine I didn't learn French when I was studying. That would have been a disadvantage for me. Okay, so I had to learn French because I knew these things from the onset. So I would advise you, when you come here, this is something I notice with most of our Nigerians. I'll just state it here. When they come here, they have this associations with other English-speaking people, and then they don't want to get out of their comfort zone. They make friends with English-speaking people. They are always here and there. They are going out with them. No, don't do that. Break that. When you get here, from the first instance, once you hit the ground running, make friends with people that are not speaking English. Non-English speakers. If you are in France, make friends with people that speak French. In fact, my advice is make friends with people that speak only French but want to learn English. And you speak English and you want to learn French. There will be a language exchange. It's faster. Don't make friends with someone that can speak. I'll say that again. You are an English speaker. You are Anglophone. Okay? Make friends with a Francophone person. That is to say, a Francophone that wants to learn English, and you are an Anglophone that you want to learn French. That way, there will be an exchange, okay? There's this, what they call the Babel principle. Remember what's happened, Tower of Babel. So the language exchange thing works faster when both of you are, I would say, you have a language, a target language you want to learn. This guy knows the language you want to learn, and you know the language he wants to learn. And I mean, it's faster. So imagine I am making friends with someone that I am an English speaker. I'm making friends with someone that is a French speaker, but knows how to speak English. Is not too good. Because the temptation is when you are stuck, you might want him to speak in English, or you might want to express your ideas to him in English. That way you'll not advance fast. I'm telling you things I also coach people on language learning here. So I'm just giving you a few points. So when you come here, try as much as possible to also learn the language fast, so that when you finish from your studies, you can easily get into the work environment without the language being a barrier for you. Okay. Yeah. Any other question?
Yes, sir. Sorry. Like the institutions in Germany and France, then Malaysia. I know for UK.
Sorry, is someone saying something, Abraham?
Hello? Yes,
Can
I'm
you mute, please?
communicating.
Can you mute when she's done asking questions? Abraham, can you mute your mic, please?
Oh. Sorry.
Okay, please, can you mute? Thank you. All right, go ahead, Mercy.
Thank you, sir. Like the German schools, the Malaysian and the France, I know like UK is a year course for MSc. Then for other countries, how long is the duration for studies? That's at MSc level.
Okay. It's 2 years. It's 2 years typically. It's just the UK that is 1 year. For the most European countries, it's 2 years. I'll give you I'll use France as a case study, and even Germany. These two countries, I'll just talk about France to be precise now. In France, it's 2 years, and your first year master's is almost independent of your second year master's. That is to say, you could do your first year master's in school A and do your second year master's in a totally different school, school B. Okay, so for them, the first year master's is a sort of introduction, like it's a general, you're doing kind of general courses to wet the ground for you. And then your second year master's is towards specialization. Okay, so that's how it works here. So you could do your first year master's in a certain school and do your second year master's in a totally different school or in the same school. It's your choice. Okay, so the platform you usually apply this year, next year you apply again. So like that. So it's they are not so dependent, so to say. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? Do you have more questions for me? Abraham, your mic is not muted. Do you have a question? Any more questions? Okay. Okay. If you don't have questions. Am I hearing someone? Oh, okay. It's still the same line. Please, Abraham, if you can hear me, can you mute your mic, please? Can you mute your mic? Okay, thank you. Merci, you're welcome. Okay, if you don't have any more questions, I would just like to take a few things I mentioned earlier. I would just like to run down on a few things I mentioned earlier for those of you that just joined us. Okay. So here's the thing. The SOP you're sending to PTDF, it's not the same SOP you're sending to the school you're applying to. Please try to make a distinction between these two SOPs. The way you fashion them is not the same thing. Okay, it's very important. Okay, so Joshua is telling me return in 5 minutes. So I just want to summarize everything I said before. Because some of you, the SOPs I read, I saw someone's SOP that was very catchy. It's a lady, just hold on, let me get, I don't know. It was very catchy. I just want to mention it. But I noticed that that SOP was for a school. And Patience, are you here? If Patience is here, I saw the SOP was catchy, quite catchy, you know. It was brilliant. I noted that down. So the SOP was for the school. I don't know if that was her intent, but I just want to mention that the SOP, the way she structured it was as though she was sending it to a school and not to PTDF. Okay. And if I was in the admissions committee, I would consider her for an admission because of the way she wrote it. Okay. All right. That's one thing to note. And then the other thing is, I'll just say it again. Please chat me up via WhatsApp. You have my email address. Send me your SOP if you haven't done so. Okay. I'll go through it and then I'll give you a personal call via WhatsApp and then discuss with you. And then please try to be online this weekend at least, okay? I want to wrap up everything with you this weekend. So I'll call some of you after this session this evening. And then the rest, I'll call you tomorrow evening, Sunday evening, okay? So please try to be online. I know, yeah, I understand the data issue, but try to be online at least this weekend so that if I call you, I can get you. Okay? Is that okay? Is that okay? Okay. All right. Okay, fine. Jim, let me just highlight. Remember the STAR principle I mentioned. You have to mention the situation, the task, the actions you took, and the result. Any question they ask you during the interview, always try to answer with these guidelines in mind. Okay? Not just the PTDF interview, any interview, it works always. Okay? Try to practice with it and master it until it becomes second nature. And then I just mentioned I made some general remarks on your formattings, your document formattings. Yeah, for some of you, you might have to maybe use the justify alignment, highlight all you've written and make it justify alignment. You know what I mean? The word formattings, just justify it, okay? It looks better. Most times when you're reading scientific articles, that's how they are highlighted. I mean, that's how they are formatted. And then try to make your SOP one page. Very important. Summarize everything you want to say on one page and make it catchy. Okay? Your first paragraph is very important. Like I said, remember the general structure. Introduction, body, conclusion. Introduction, body, conclusion. Your introduction, it should whet our appetite to read it. Then in the body, that's where you can sell yourself, all of that. Try to do your problem statement in your introductory paragraph. Okay? It's very important. And the introduction, okay. And then, yeah, I think that's about that. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything I'm missing out. We'll get back to the general room in a few minutes. But if you have any question, this is the time. Or if you've sent me your SOP, you can still let me know here. But just for the record, some of you, I don't have your names on your SOPs, so I don't have a way of knowing who wrote them. It's important when you're writing an SOP, please leave a trace of your name on it. It's important because most times people that are reading these things, they print them out like I did. So if your name is not there, how do we know who wrote them? Okay. I see. Okay, we'll get back to the general room in a few seconds. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you guys. I'll reach out to you one-on-one after the general session, okay? Just expect a call from me after now. That's about that. Thank you for your time. And then see you soon.
So hi everyone, less than 10 seconds, we have everybody back to the room. And then if you have any question or any concern that have not been answered within your group, you can go ahead and ask it in the general forum, and you can get the perspective of everybody around the question. Okay, yeah, so I think I should expect everybody now very soon. So if you have a question, please raise your hand up so that I will give you the opportunity to do that. I believe in the various groups in which I've hopped in from one to another. You've extensively treated almost everything. But however, if you have an issue, we can talk about it. So I think the first thing I'll comment, I'm saying somebody, okay. So I realize there's a problem with the national identification number verification, and which is like a first step of the application process. However, I would advise, I think, from a couple of responses on the group by other participants and other applicants. It's, sorry, just a minute.
This is Dr. K.
Okay, Alele.
Dr. K is there.
Yeah, sorry guys. He just saw his godfather and so he's calling his name. Okay. Okay. So For the NIN, what I've observed is I think based on the several advices by other people in the group, and I've checked Nairaland to see the frequent complaints on the issue of NIN. One, at times you have to try it a couple of times before it works, and then mostly probably try it in the night. I think in the night it tends to work, but however, the most important thing is you should be able to sorry, just a minute, I will show you something. I think there's a reference number which you're expected to snap and keep when you are trying to make your payment. Sorry, I don't have it here. I was thinking I had the reference number. So you'll find out a particular reference number. And if you have that reference number, when you make your payments and the verification fails, you can always use the reference number to keep retrying until it verifies. However, if you still have an issue, I think there's an email address on the webpage saying, if you still have issues, send an email to this particular email address. Please send an email to them that you have issues with your NIN verification. Probably there's something that they can be that can help you to do, because without doing that, you can't even apply for the funding. So please try and do that. If you still have issues, put it on the WhatsApp group. Other people will assist you. And I've already put in the link of the WhatsApp group on the chat. So click on it and I will make approve. Well, once I see the prompt, I will approve that. And I put in my email address in case you have other concerns, you want to reach out to other mentors and you need your details or something, just write me and I'll forward it to them as well. Okay. Is there a word limit for the proposal? I'm really not sure, but I think you're to stay within 6 pages. So just try and compress your work to just fit into 6 pages as much as you can. For the SOP, I think maybe 500 words.
On 1 page. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'll ask user PC. There's no name, so I'll use the name I can see on my screen. Go ahead with your question. User PC.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you.
As of last time, you promised to drop the WhatsApp link, which is like you forgot.
I just did that now. Please check the chat link.
Okay. And furthermore, I sent you a mail. I sent you a
What's happening? Hello? We can hear him again.
hello, sir.
Yeah, we too.
I sent you my SOP in your mail, and you haven't responded, sir.
When did you send it, please?
Last week, Saturday.
Last week, Saturday.
Yes, immediately after the program, I sent it.
Okay, so I will treat it myself and give you my comments and everything then.
Okay.
Yeah, there are several emails that have come into the mail. So please, what you can do is go and do a reply on it, and so that I can see it on top, and then I'll reply you before the end of today.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Mohammed, go ahead, please.
Good day, sir.
Hi, Mohammed.
Hi. So mine is regarding my proposal. So I don't know if the mentors are still available for the review of proposals, because I'm still writing the proposal. I am trying to, I'm writing a proposal on the quantification of methane emission from oil and gas exploration for carbon credit generation using geoartificial intelligence. So I don't know if the mentors are still available for reviewing the proposal.
Okay, so Muhammad, you're still writing, and I think you have about 10 days or 9 days left for the application.
No,
So
I think I'm going to maybe finish it today or tomorrow. I'm almost done with it.
That's why it has to be ready, so that if any of the mentors can work on it, can look at it, they have their own schedules. But if you send it on time, it can be looked, we can look at it. So, but however, if you can have it ready, please go ahead and email me, and we'll look at it.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Any other question?
Hello, doctor.
Hello. Yep. We with you. Who's talking?
It's Nengat Musa.
Okay. Hi, Nenga.
Thank you, Doc, and I appreciate you guys for your effort. I'm really delighted to enjoy Dr. Niniwa's presentation today again. I heard something I want to really confirm. I was told that the application, any application you are making, is it the proposal or something that must link or must have something to do with your previous studies? So let's say, for example, somebody who read petroleum geology and is writing a proposal that has to do with maybe artificial intelligence, or is writing a proposal that has to do with geophysics. Does that mean that such a candidate will not be considered or will not be selected at the end? I don't know. I felt I should ask this question this particular time.
I think personally, no. It's if I'm moving from, I have a petroleum geoscience. I use myself as an example. I had a petroleum geoscience MSc, but I ended up doing a PhD in geophysics. So
okay.
Yes. So how well have you tailored your past and previous experiences with the current proposal? And how do you think your experiences fit into what you want to do next? I think you have to prove it beyond reasonable doubt.
Okay, Doc. Thank you.
I think the most obvious is probably, let's say, I did geophysics in my master's, and then probably I want to move to law in my PhD.
Okay.
Not in terms of application. It can be in geophysics or petroleum geosciences, but then your next research has to do with the use of artificial intelligence in geosciences.
Okay.
So you just have to prove, yeah, beyond reasonable that you have what it takes.
Because of light challenges, I would definitely send my proposal either today or tomorrow to you.
Okay, great.
For a review.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, so any other question or any comment from the mentors?
Yeah, so the only comment I want to make is a strong advice. I know that we are quite flexible in terms of the structure for proposal. I have just seen one or two, some of the potential scholars who have sent me their proposal. They are not following the exact guideline that is given by PTDF. It's really important for you to try, okay, that depending on your research area, you can tweak it a little bit, but then try as much as possible to follow the guideline. For example, start with an introduction, statement of research questions, methodology, that then you can include some tiny bits of things depending on your area of specialty. I've seen a few who have turned the whole thing upside down, and I assure you, If you come to school abroad and then they give you maybe an assignment or something and say submitting based on this and this and this, and you decide to do whatever, you're getting nothing. I remember my first field work here. We're told to write on, even the what do we logistics. Okay, we went to field work. I was just 2 weeks in the UK. I came in late. We went for a field trip, and they said write the logistics. You have to state that you left Plymouth to Camborne, and of course, if we are doing mapping in Gombe, we don't write all these sort of things. So I just felt it was not really important. I'll just write the date, write the topic. So all the scores I got for my scientific, ability to describe my geology were excellent, but I ended up getting a 60. But those who had written, we left from here to here to there to there, they were getting extra 5 marks, and they were getting 80 and 85 and 90. So please and please try as much as possible to stick. They've given you a guideline. Try to follow the guideline as much as possible. If you need to add something based on the peculiarity of your own research topic, then maybe you can include it.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Andy. So it's really important. Let me tell you something. Probably the people that will be reviewing your proposal or your SOP, probably they might just throw it to somebody in art or in business to do that. So what the person is just looking at is just the headings you have captured on what he's having on his marking scheme. If you don't capture it the way he's saying it, you'll feel this person, you can just, without going through it. So it's important you just follow what is expected as captured by them. Once you do that, put in all other details and all other addendums you can, and I think you're good to go. Kindly go ahead, please. I think kindly go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Doc. I want to ask how I can go about this. I have an MSc scholarship from PTDF. I'm currently in France. I just concluded my program last month, or at the end of January, and I want to apply for the PhD. However, in trying to apply on the application page, it's either you create a new account or you log in with existing account on the application portal. If I log in with the existing account, it takes me to my portal, my scholarship portal, which is still running. And then if I try to create a new account, it's indicating that that email address is already taken.
Yeah, so go ahead and use another email address if you have another, and do your new application, please.
Okay.
Yeah, so that you don't miss out on the chance.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the reason is because normally PTDF would close your account by the time they send you that ticket to go back home, and after you've submitted your thesis in their portal or whatever. So it shows you're still on scholarship. So that's why, and then it's against the law for you to be on 2 scholarships. Typically, that's how it is. Although you can get away with that. Sometimes you can be on federal scholarship and then PTDF scholarship, but based on what the law states, you can't be on 2 national scholarships at the same time. So you can be on a company scholarship on that. So what really states there is like you are still on a scholarship and you're applying for another scholarship. So that's the reason. So like Dr. Josh has said, please use a different email.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so any other question? Okay, Dr. Olushola, go ahead, please.
Okay, so I just want to say this for the benefit of everybody that is here, because those are things I just noticed in my section. Number one is that many of us, we write this thing, especially the PhD proposal, as if we are writing a thesis. It's not a thesis. So we are not expected to include certain things like table of content, writing the university you came from, the degree you have, all of those things. Then I discovered that in some document I see this chapter. Trying to maybe methodology in this chapter. I don't know, maybe the document was coiled from a thesis or something. So you have to make sure you do due diligence to avoid embarrassment, because you be saying this chapter, you don't have a chapter in this document. So all of those should be then. There's no need for abstract. There's no need for PhD work plan. All of those things are not necessary, because it's about 5 or 6 pages. And I see some people writing almost 13 pages, 14 pages. It's not appropriate. So nobody has time to read all of those. Then I see some people also having references as long as almost 50. I don't know, maybe you really had the time because you have not started the PhD and you have almost read about 50 articles. I'm sure it's not true. So make sure you do something sensible. At least 10 references should be appropriate, or maximum 15. But by the time you are going to like 40, 50 references, it shows maybe you just copied it out from somewhere, copy and paste, which is not giving a good impression. So please, let's take note of all of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shola. So any other question, any other concern, any other advice from the mentors? Okay, so I think thanks to everyone and thanks to the mentors for their time. I believe where this is the last session for this phase of the application process. So the best we can is you can reach out to the mentors individually for those that are willing to look at your SOP again. Probably you made the corrections that were suggested for you and you want them to look at it again, or your PhD proposal and you want them to look at it again, then go ahead and reach out to the people you want, any of the mentors you want them to review. And you can as well reach out to me if you want me to do that for you. And we'll give you all necessary feedback before the 18th of March so that you can be able to submit your proposal. I think 18th should be next week, Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. So, however, please go ahead and do everything that's needed, and we can only wish you the very best. And we hope that you get shortlisted for the next stage. And when that happens, then we can tell you what you need to do and what you need to know with regards to your interviews and so on, so that you can get the scholarship at the end of the day. So I hope you will be part of our success story at the end of this cycle. So thanks everybody for joining, and just the mentors that will wait behind the beat, and then all of the people can be able to leave the session.
Yeah, I think you should mention about the YouTube. Some of them are in my room.
Okay, yes. So all the sessions and the breakout rooms are all recorded. So I will ensure that all videos are uploaded at least by Monday, Tuesday, should be online, and then you can make reference to it.
Hello, Doc. Hello, Doc.
Yes.
This issue of chapter in writing proposal, I downloaded a sample of how the format of the proposal should look like from the PTDF platform. And it was clearly shown there that the proposal should be in chapters. But from the correction that Dr. Niniwa just made, he said that there is no need for the proposal to be written in chapters.
Is it chapters or in sections?
Which one do we adopt?
No, is it in chapters or in sections?
In chapters, it was clearly, I have the format, and exactly that is what I did. They said chapter one,
we'll
this
be glad
introduction,
if you can...
and this,
Okay.
and then Then in chapter 2, it was clearly stated there that literature review. Then chapter 3, it was stated that the methodology, materials, and method, and things like that. Then in chapter 5, 4, it was resolved and something. So even when I saw it, I knew that from my knowledge of how proposal is written,
that is
that
wrong.
proposals are not supposed to be written in chapters.
So
But
I
to my
think
greatest surprise,
maybe,
I saw that from that
yes.
format.
No, I think the person that did that probably should refer to sections, not chapters. You don't write chapter this, chapter that. It should be in sections. So please just readjust, remove the chapters, just leave the section.
Okay.
Because yeah, 6 pages, 6 pages. When we say chapters, we're having several pages to it attached to the main body. So we're talking about just a couple of words, and you have it in sections. So please go ahead and just delete and I hope the person that captured that for PTDF should be able to correct that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so we call it a day. Thanks to everybody and thank you for joining. If you have any question, go ahead and send an email or write the question on the WhatsApp group chat and we'll respond accordingly. And thank you once again. We wish you all the very best in your application. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye, Doc.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah.
Only play here. Don't go inside bush.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
So we'll just wait for them a bit and so that's all I do. So I think I have to push some people out because some people can leave their phones and yeah. And completely forget they were in a meeting. So just a minute, I'm trying to get it remove people that don't mind session.
Dr.
Okay,
Josh is like, my school is fighting with your school. That's why. I just had to sign up with my private email. That's how I was able to get in. Yeah.
And somehow my former school, they refused to log me out of the system, so that's why I enjoy that.
It's just wahala. The moment I just click, it just goes, okay, you need to sign in. I'm like, I don't have any login detail.
Maybe we need to do a quarter 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks everybody. I think the session was good today and
I think I'll stop recording.
Oh yeah, we can stop.
I'm eating granuts.
Okay, me too.
Share the food.
We still put granite for bottle.
So I think it's overall we had a good sections for the two of them, and really what I've observed from some of the proposals, A few people have reached out to me personally, and those were some that were part of the training last year. They kind of had a better proposal this year compared to what they had last year. So it's really a good thing. Some of the main writing issues you find are kind of like new people joining us and do not really have the right understanding of what they expected to do here and there and so on. And I think also this year somebody wrote to me, he's also in law. He wants to go for the law. I was like, okay, we don't know anybody that had whether master's or PhD in law. I'm not sure completely, except we don't have them. But however, I said I was thinking the person would be here so that we can comment on that. But apparently the person there didn't join the section, so all the same. So I think for now it's we might be just wait for the rounds of the interview. But however, I propose, or generally we can do 1, 2, 3 sessions, maybe once in a month, maybe considering other applications with regards to grants and other PhD positions. Maybe I really think we should adopt that. So that's kind of broaden the scope for us, and we have people. I have a couple of people reaching out from different countries, African countries, on LinkedIn. So that will give the opportunity to accommodate a wider range of students across beyond just Nigeria. So since we have experience in all aspects of grants, whether international or national, I think it's something we can do. And we can also bring in other panelists from other countries to join us in discussing some of these things. So, but I'm just throwing it up to us, and then we can speak about it. And
yeah, just to highlight that, thank you, George, for that. Because, for example, in time past, I've been able to help people structure their SOPs going to US, for example. So it's not just the PTDF scholarship. I think there are people. So I'm just saying in the light of the reviews I've done in time past. So to other countries and other funds, So for example, there's all these other scholarships like Erasmus Mundus and the likes, and also people are going to, because if my memory serves me right, the toughest place to get into as regards writing SOP is the US. So yeah, just to say that, just say that to say something that if the mentorship program is broadened in a way to accommodate people from other places and other fields, like you said, that would be nice.
Okay, great.
Yeah, to just buttress that, I think what we can do is we segment time of the year. We know the period of the year US normally take applications. It starts maybe October to so that time we are going to focus on people that are really, when we know the time bound of Erasmus, because I know they also have, we can create, this section. I'm thinking, the way I'm thinking is not about just doing all anything scholarship, but it should be kind of a scholarship specific of the focus should be, okay, this month, we are focusing on Erasmus because Erasmus deadline is around the corner, Well, US has, I think most admission closes in January every year. It opens maybe around September, October or so. So yeah, that period the period we know that PTDF, is around the corner too. We focus more on PTDF scholarship, I think we should structure it in such a way, not in such a way that, it will be scholarship or country or whatever, or grant specific, so that because each of these they have what they are looking for, they have the criteria and all of that. So I don't know, maybe that would be the best approach, to that.
Yeah, I agree. That's fine.
Okay, what I just want to say in addition is that really it's better most of the time when you talk from experience. Okay. And so, yes, anybody can talk about anything if you do your research, but it's usually better, you have a better story when you talk from experience. And that's why I will advise in this case that maybe Joshua, or if we know people that have actually been beneficiary of some specific scholarship, maybe at MSc or PhD. So just like Kristen was mentioned, there are a lot of them. In fact, there was one person that reached out to me. I was asking me to review his SOP for Chevening scholarship. That is in UK. So we can actually look at, although a lot of people are, especially from Nigeria, are more beneficiary from PTDF. But of course, there are also Nigerians that have benefited from some scholarship, like the Commonwealth scholarship. And so if we know any of them, we can maybe reach out to Joshua so that we network with them and have some section. At least we have a pool or maybe 2 or 3 people for a particular school. So we can actually design a section and have this